Hello everyone, I am so excited to be doing the first greenhouse video of the season. Even last week we had crazy cold temperatures. One night we got down to minus 15 Celsius. A few days later and it's over 20 degrees. It was almost 30 degrees here yesterday. So that heat has really helped things start growing in the greenhouse. It's difficult to keep them warm enough, even with 3 small heaters running in here. If it gets much more below -5, it's pretty cold in here. But we've been able to keep it above 0 for the most part. Okay, so this year I've got some green onions coming up, and these are my King of the North green peppers. I haven't tried those before. A friend of mine has tried them and had really good luck with them, so I'm hoping that in our shorter growing season these peppers will do well for us. And then we've got Purple Beauty peppers and Chocolate Beauty peppers. Over here we have pepperoncinis and some chili peppers in the back that are starting to come up. And over here we have 3 different types of kale. Down on the next row, we've got our leeks. And this is Tom Thumb lettuce, so it's just supposed to be a smaller variety, but matures really quick. And then there in the back, I've got some garlic chives. And over here, we've got some more King of the North peppers and some catnip, because I want to expand my catnip patch. And then there's some hot wax peppers back there, but only 1 pot has come up so far, so I might need to resow those while we still have a little time. Over here, I'm trying something new this year. This is some New Zealand spinach, and I don't think it's a true spinach, but it's supposed to taste like spinach, and supposedly it's very heat tolerant. So I would like to give that a try and hopefully extend our harvest with that too. Oh, first mosquito. Moving down a little bit, these are supposed to be California Wonder peppers, but I haven't had these come up yet, and I'm wondering if the seed we bought might have just been no good. We bought it from a local store. If it doesn't come up soon, I might have to try a different variety. These are some more Hungarian Hot Wax Peppers. I'm going to be using these for making pickled hot peppers for hubby, because he really likes those. And then we've got trays of Tiny Tim tomatoes. They're the dwarf cherry tomatoes. They get about 12 to 18 inches tall, but they produce a lot of little cherry tomatoes over the summer and do really great in containers. And these trays down here, is grouped in groups of 6, and they're ones we're planning to grow inside the greenhouse. So there's some old German, there's some indigo rose, there's some sweetie cherries, and another one I'm trying, the super Italian paste. Supposedly it makes a plum tomato that gets 6 inches long. So I'm trying some of those out in the field, but I started some early so we can have them growing in the greenhouse as well. Then we've got some solar flare, purple, what is that? Tishigo? I'm sorry, I don't know how do you pronounce that, but it's a purple tomato. And then pink tiger, and I can't quite read the back ones there from here, but I think that's the yellow ones. And there's black crim. It's supposed to be Charlie's red staker. The heat we're finally getting is just starting to get these guys coming up. Then there's some Elizabeth Romas on the back. Those did really well for us last year, so I wanted to include them again. And the trays down on the bottom are the Heinz paste tomatoes that I like, and they're just starting to come up this week. Coming back up to the top. So we've got some tomatillos, and this is my first year growing these ones. And then we've got the ground cherries over here, which are just starting to come up. They're really tiny, and I have grown these ones before. I really like them. They make a really good jam. And over here we've got some mortgage lifter from some seeds that I saved last year, and some more Heinz, and these are Heinz here too. And then some onions I started. Camera's not wanting to focus, it's foggy in here. Okay, over here we've got some heirloom rhubarb. It's called Victoria, and it's the first time I'm growing this type. Supposedly, it never gets bitter or stringy, so I really wanted to give this a try. I think I got the seed from Baker's Creek, so if anybody has tried growing this before, I'd love to hear from you what you think of it. Moving down a little bit, we've got 2 trays of collard greens. They're not something that's real popular up here in the north, but we really enjoyed growing them last year. We couldn't believe how sweet they were. Further down here, we've got early Jersey Wakefield cabbage, and then 2 flats of asparagus, which hasn't come up yet. I'm wondering if my seed might have just been too old. And then we've got the Swiss chard on the end. On the second row on this side, we've got Gypsy Broccoli and purple Sicily cauliflower. What was this one? Snowball cauliflower. It's supposed to be a smaller one, but it self-blanches. I wanted to give that a try. And then Brunswick cabbage. And this is the Danish ballhead cabbage. I've grown this one before and been really happy with it. And this is the Brussels sprouts, which, believe it or not, our kids begged us to grow because they love Brussels sprouts. And we grew them last year for the first time. And they couldn't believe how much sweeter homegrown ones were, so they insisted that we grow a few of those. And then over here we've got su choy, which is a like a dwarf bok choy. We eat a lot of stir fries and vegetable-based meals, so we tried this past year and we just really loved it, so it had to find a place in our garden. Well, that's pretty much it for this greenhouse. We can go have a quick peek in the other one. What we're working on right now is this was the last greenhouse we built last year, and we're working on extending that right now. It's going to be almost double the size. This was the one that we grew the peppers in last year, and they did well for us. What we're going to be trying this year is we're going to put peppers on the shorter side of the greenhouse that doesn't have the side that slopes down, because they don't get as tall. And then we're going to have trays or shelves above them, so we can start extra seeds through the summer on there, and we can also use it for drying different things that we want to work on. Hubby wants to try drying hay and whatnot on some racks he's making, and that should work out okay, but I'll share that experiment with you and some videos later this summer. So we're already running out of room, so I'll be glad when this extension is finished so I can get in here and fill it up with plants. This is the other greenhouse we built last year, and it's just about full now with tomatoes that I've been starting just this past week. So I don't think anything has come up in here yet because, like I said, I've only planted these things just a couple of days ago. We've been using both these wire trays that we make. It's just made out of rabbit wire. And then these wooden trays that we've been making out of skids that we cut apart. And I really like the wooden ones a little bit better because they're sturdier. We decided to stop and make more of the wire trays, which we had started using last year, because our saw had broke, and instead of allowing the breakdown to hold us up, we just changed material. So now that we replaced our saw, we're going to get back to making these wooden ones for the rest of the planting. But what in here we've got Manitoba tomatoes and beefsteak. I believe this top row is all Manitoba. There's 2 trays of Centennial Rocket, and then there's Prairie Pride, goes down the rest of the row here. And what's down on the bottom? Bottom row down here is more Centennial Rocket. This is when we ran out of trays, so we used some tomato boxes to make do for a while. That's why they're on the floor. I don't want them to break from getting wet being up on a shelf. We've got, let's see, these ones here are all beefsteak. And then up the top here, I believe they're all Manitoba, going all the way down. What do we got down here? Down here, they're Golden Nugget. And I think that's it for types so far. I still have a few varieties to start. I've got a few more Manitobas, and then I've got some Oregon Spring, which I haven't tried before. And then there's a few other specialty types, and I just don't remember the names right now, but I'll do another update soon. I hope to finish this tomato planting tomorrow, weather pending, and hopefully they'll do well for us. Most of these tomatoes are for our garden, but we do have some seed orders from friends and people that we know who have requested particular varieties. And we do some market gardening, so that's why we grow so many tomatoes. We've started close to 1,000 plants so far, and still have more to do. And then we'll have a slight pause before we have to get all the cucumbers and other squashes started before they get transplanted into the garden probably at the end of next month to early June, depending on the weather. Well, take care, everyone. I hope you're having a great start to the growing season. Bye for now.